Hello everyone. So today we're going to be taking a look at this 2012 Audi A8, and today's review is taking place at FDR Car Sales, situated just outside Donegal town in County Donegal. For all contact information regarding this dealership, please see the description box below. So in today's review, we'll be taking a look at the interior of the car, explaining how all the features work. We'll also start up, look at the engine, go over the performance data, take a look around the exterior, and we'll take the car on a detailed test drive. You got your traditional style Audi key fob. My car's already been unlocked. So this particular A8 has the standard black Valcona leather interior, and you also got this black trim, and you have aluminium trim as well, and that also continues into the car itself, around the center console and so on. And also I should just point out, at the end of the door here, you got your interior motion sensor. You also got this very nice black suede trim. You also got a little storage compartment located here, nice soft touch materials. You got your 4 one-touch automatic windows, power folding exterior mirrors, as well as your 3-person memory settings for the driver's seat, and the electronic boot release is located here. And the driver's seat is of course fully electric. So this car has 103,919 miles on the clock so far. Now I suspect the battery on the key is a little low at the moment, because if I try to start the car, a little message will come up on the screen there telling me to place the back of the key fob against the little icon. Usually displays up there in just a moment. There it is. So the little icon, now just in case this ever happens to you with a keyless car, is located here on the dashboard. So I'm just going to have to put the camera down here just a second. So it goes there. Hit the engine start stop button. There we go. And that's it started. So I'm just gonna keep the key in my pocket here, and I'll just show you the engine start stop button is located just down here. So this car has a 3-spoke leather wrap multifunction steering wheel with electric power assisted steering. Very nice feedback. Nice thick 10 and 2 notches here as well. Well, they're not the thickest, but they're pretty nice. You got a good decent grip out of them. And the steering wheel is also perforated on the left and right sides. You also got the S-Line logo as well. And you also got your standard controls for the trip computer on the left and the radio and voice command off to the right. You also got your cruise control located here, as well as an electric steering column. You can just adjust it using this dial here. 4-way adjustments. And you also got the paddle shifters mounted on the back of the steering wheel. And this car also has the automatic xenon headlights. You also got your front and rear fog light controls located off to the left there as well. And it's got a very nice display, very typical Audi. Nice TFT driver's display there. So coming into the center console, well, you got this infotainment screen, and it sits up here normally. So I think the best way to start is maybe with these controls. So you got your parking sensors, you got your very nice analog clock there, and then you got of course your hazards, your traction control, this button here for folding away the screen, and your traction, or sorry, not your traction control, but the engine start stop system, sorry. Traction control is there. I'll just press that again to get the screen back. And then coming down here, we got the CD player as well as 2 SD card slots. And actually, while we're talking about CD players, we got a DVD changer in here as well. And then below all that, you've got your climate controls. Very nice simple display, very nice LCD display there, and LED lighting going around the dials. And you also got 3-stage heated front seats, driver and passenger side. Nice red LEDs. And then coming down here into this part of the center console, this black pad here actually lights up with them preset numbers for the radio when you start the car. As you can see, if I just look at the screen here, just got your presets for the radio. Now located off to the left here, you got this dial here just for turning on and off the radio and the volume. Okay, and then you got your buttons here for the radio, media, and your tone, so you can adjust your sound quality as you wish. Then coming into the center console here, this is where all the main controls are. Now all these buttons here are also of course duplicated up on the screen as well. So you got your navigation, menu, telephone information here. Now I believe this is some kind of traffic data information you get. And then the one beside that I just pressed is back, and then you got your car settings. And then you got this main dial here, which is a very nice quality item. As a matter of fact, all these buttons here, as you can see, finished in this very nice silver trim. Look really good. Nice bit of quality to them. You got these 4 main buttons here, as you can see, and they correspond with these titles here on the screen. If I actually just go into car, I'll be able to demonstrate it a bit better. So you can adjust the air suspension using the top left. You can access the car's handbook with the top right, car systems with the bottom left, and set your individual on the bottom right. But I'll go over those controls in just a moment. So we're going to look at the screen itself. So this is the main menu. So we'll just go back into car actually, and this here is really how you set up how you want the car to drive. So you can set it in comfort mode, automatic mode. The car will basically figure it out itself, the kind of terrain you're going over and how it wants to adjust the air suspension and so on. Dynamic mode, which is kind of a more sporty feel, and individual, so bottom right. And you can adjust things like the engine and gearbox. So for example, automatic, comfort and dynamic. And it's the exact same story with the air suspension, the steering and the belt tensioners. I did not think you could adjust the belt tensioners, but I guess you learn something new every day. And then if we go back, you can go into your telephone, the information which I was just in, the navigation, a very nice display, and as you can see here, you got the speed limit for the road you're on, and you also got additional settings for that, how you want the map laid out, auto zoom, additional information, and so on. There's a lot to go through in this car, and you can also set various destinations to your favorites as well. I believe that was actually located, yeah, it was down here, delete favorites. So what else have we got in this car? Media. Now there's actually a plug for this. I'll show you guys that just in a moment, but when you have your phone Bluetooth to the car, you can play your audio from, you know, if you have music stored on your phone, you can play it through the system as well. Back into the radio, you got your stations here, and if I press the top left button just to demonstrate this further, you got your memory set up there as well, and top right for the wave band, AM and FM, long wave band, so on and so forth. And then lastly, your tone. Once again, you can adjust your audio setup from here. So that really is the infotainment screen in this car. It's very nice and easy to use, very user friendly I find. It's not overly complicated, even though there's a lot of controls down here. It may look confusing at first, but I promise you will get used to it in no time at all. So this center console is finished in this very nice brown walnut wooden inlay trim, which looks quite good. And then you got more piano black gloss finish here. You also got 2 integrated cup holders with the cigarette lighter, and also the center armrest here is actually 2 individual armrests which fold up there, and you got a good deep storage area, nicely padded. Now this car, like Volkswagens and Audis in general, has one thing that I don't particularly like. Now this is the media thing. Normally if you want to listen to your own music, you would have a USB or an auxiliary jack located in there like most cars, and it's just much handier to have that. But Volkswagen and Audi very insistently stick with this thing here. Now I'm not a big fan of this, but a cable comes with the car and it plugs in there, and then at the end of that cable there's usually a USB thing, and you can plug your memory stick into that. But I think that that is just too complicated, because it means you have to have a big bulky wire in there. I don't particularly like that idea. I would rather if they just had a simple USB and an auxiliary jack in there. Be a much neater setup, I think. We'll just fold these back down. So we also got the electronic parking brake with the auto hold feature, and this car also has the 8-speed Tiptronic gearbox. So you just push this button here and select between park, reverse, neutral and drive, and you can also access sport mode here. If we actually just go into reverse, up on the screen here you got your reversing camera, but if I use this dial in the center console, I can actually decide what cameras I want to pull up. So if I press this one, you just get your digital plan view of the car, but this one here basically turns you into a rabbit, because you can see both front sides of the car. And then the next one down from that gives you just the front view of the car, and then you got your reversing camera, and then you can see your rear corners as well. So that's a very nice system and very, very easy to use, very handy to have it. And as you can see, everything of course is titled at the top of the screen. So we'll just put it back into park. This car also has, of course, the auto dimming interior mirror, and you also got sunglasses container located up here as well. So it's got a very nice interior, very nice black leather seats, a lot of comfort from them, nice side upholstering. So let's go ahead and check out the back seats. Okay, so we just shut the door. One thing you'll notice is a little ashtray located just there. You also got your speaker and your rear ventilation and the interior lights. And as you can see, with the seat in my driving position, look at the amount of legroom I have back here. I mean, that is a ton of legroom. Then again, that's what the A8 is known for, being a big, spacious luxury limo. You also got rear ventilation, and then here you have 3 outlets, and also this center seat, if nobody's using it, you just pull this here and it folds down and it becomes a nice big center armrest with storage there and 2 cup holders. And then this actually folds down to reveal the first aid kit, and you also got a tiny bit of storage located underneath that as well. And actually, if you move the first aid kit into the boot, you got a hell of a lot more storage. So we'll just fold that back up and just get this center thing up as well. There we go. So quite the back seat in this car, huh? Man, I've never seen so much legroom. This thing is basically a limo, and you got a ton of headroom as well. Now, I'm a pretty tall person. I'm nudging nearly 6 feet. I have miles of room back here, so very impressive indeed. Okay, so we're going to keep the engine running. We'll turn on the headlights, front and rear fog lamps, as well as the hazards. And as I said, all 4 windows are fully automatic. And we'll go ahead and check out the exterior. So this particular A8 is a 3rd generation, which came out in 2010. Finished here in floret silver metallic. Has bike xenon projector headlamps with LED running daylights, as well as headlamp washers and front parking sensors as standard, along with the Coxrow badging and your front parking camera. Brand new, this car will have cost about €100,000, maybe more. This Executive SE certainly would have been in the mid to high €90,000 range. And it's also got these 20-inch 5-spoke alloy wheels. It has 4-wheel ventilated steel disc brakes, and it also has the air suspension that I spoke about earlier. It has an independent McPherson strut setup in the front with a multi-link setup in the rear. You've also got the chrome trim going around the windows, and the rear windows, as you can see, are also tinted. You've got a shark fin antenna and LED taillights as well, along with your twin exhausts. And it also has, of course, the rear parking sensors and the rear backup camera. Don't know how well you can see that here on camera with this light. And the boot itself is electronic, so just press the button. And it's pretty big in size, as you can see. Measures in at 510 litres. You also got this chrome boot lip as well as storage nets off to the left and right sides. And then to close down the boot again, just hit the button. And there's a bit more chrome along the bottom as well of the rear bumper. So I think it's quite a good looking car. Nice wheels, nice spec, and loads of room. And you also got the LED indicators on the exterior mirrors. So we'll just get back inside. And turn off the hazards. release is located here in the driver's side footwell. The engine is a 3-litre TDI V6 turbo diesel. It produces 246 brake horsepower with a top speed of 155 miles per hour. It also puts out 406 foot-pounds of torque, and it's estimated this car can do about 44 miles to the gallon. Okay, so we're just starting a test drive in the A8, and if I actually just put my foot down, holy crap, there is some really strong pull from this car. I mean, the 3-litre TDI V6 just gets up and goes instantly. It's fantastic, and that coupled together with Audi's 4-wheel drive system, you just got brilliant torque kicking in whenever you need it. And the 8-speed Tiptronic gearbox is fantastic as well. Changes through the gears very nice and smooth. But of course the Audi A8 and the BMW 7 Series and Mercedes S-Class, these are big, luxurious 4-door saloon cruisers. You know, they're for cruising up and down motorways. That's what these cars are tailored towards. And I'm just driving out here now in a nice straight road. And I mean, this thing is what you would expect. It's incredibly quiet. It's incredibly nice to drive. It's very quiet actually in here. There's not much noise from the outside getting in. And the Tiptronic gearbox is lovely in full automatic mode. The car just, you know, shifts through gears, you barely notice it. And if you want to drive sporty, you can always set the driver select up into dynamic, and you can engage sport mode in the gearbox and use the paddle shifters if you want to get a bit more, how do you say, I suppose, kick out of the car, if you want to have a bit more fun with it. But I think for the most part, people are just going to keep it in drive, keep it in nice soft comfort mode. And when you do, it's just like this here. You just sit back, you relax, you cruise, put on your heated seats. It's just such a wonderful, lovely car to drive out here in the open road. Okay, so coming on to these back roads, and I think we are going to engage sport mode on the gearbox and manual gears. So let's see what this thing can do. Oh boy, the power really kicks in this thing. So we're going over a few bumpier bits now, and the ride quality, obviously with this air suspension, is impeccable. It's utterly magnificent. The paddle shifters are very nice to use, and the car corners are really well. Wow. Sorry, I just can't get over the power of this thing. As soon as you put your foot down, you're just gone. I mean, it's incredible. We're coming around a tight right-hander here. It's actually a really tight corner. And body roll is next to non-existent in this thing. It just feels so flat and planted when you go around bends. Yeah, no, I love driving this thing for sure. It's got plenty of power. It's very comfortable. And driving out here in these narrow back roads, I mean, the car just, it doesn't feel like a huge car out here. It feels so easy to drive. It feels smaller than it is. That's the kind of impression you get from this thing. It's so nice to drive. I think we'll actually just put it back now into normal automatic mode. There we go. And I'll just let the car take over itself. But overall, I have to say I love the A8. Now, I've never actually been in an Audi A8 until today, so this is my first time with this kind of car, and I have to say I love it. I mean, overall, I think the Audi A8 is a really nice looking car. I think this third generation looks very good. It's very well equipped. It's got a very pleasant interior, and it's got this very uniquely designed gear shifter, which is different to what you would find, I think, in the rest of the Audi range. Last time I seen a gear shifter like this, I believe it was on a Hummer H2. So, you know, it's very unique design. But yeah, overall, this is a pretty awesome car. It's got tons of equipment, and there is miles of room back there. I mean, this car would make a fantastic wedding car. If anybody wanted to hire something like this out, definitely the A8 will be a great choice. There's that much room in it. And then, as I said, it's got a very big boot as well, 510 litres. So it's very big, very spacious, very practical. And out here, it's lovely to drive in the back roads. Suspension does a fantastic job at absorbing all these bumps. It feels very quiet, and it handles brilliantly. As a matter of fact, we're coming up to another tight left-hander here, so we'll actually just see about this cornering once more. Yeah, very good, very impressive. And then out in the main roads, it's just a relaxing long-distance cruiser. I mean, that's exactly what cars like this are tailored towards, being cushy cars that you can drive, I don't know, to Dublin about 3 hours down the road, and you just don't feel tired when you get there. Some cars wear you out on long journeys, but this thing sure as hell wouldn't. So I have to say, I love the Audi A8, and I think this is a fantastic car. So I think that really is my summary of this I certainly enjoy driving this thing. I mean, as I was saying earlier, these are very expensive, brand new. I think this car will cost over 90,000 euros, especially if you put a few options on it. But yeah, I don't know how much this car is actually going for at the moment. I'll actually find out, and I'll put the price in the description box below, or I might just try and annotate it on the bottom right of the screen there. So I'm just taking the car back to FDR Car Sales. So once again, a huge shout out and thanks to them for allowing me to take the A8 for a test drive and review. So guys, I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope you enjoyed the review. I think I might have a BMW 7 Series review and test drive coming up. If the car's still for sale, I will certainly be doing it hopefully this weekend. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll try and do a back-to-back comparison between these two cars. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.